Today, Jeremy and I are going to be reacting to what different online influencers have to say about retirement. Cue the first video.
So you want to kick that darn job and retire and live free. Well, you got to accumulate money to do that. Here's how you can retire with $5 million in the bank. If you're saving and investing over a period of 25 years at an annual rate of return of 8%, you need to save $5,000 a month.
Okay, pause. To have $5 million in the bank, you need to save $5,000 a month. Jeremy, when was the last time you had $5,000 a month burning a hole in your wallet?
Oh my gosh, that's what, 60 grand a year?
Yeah,
Like,
that's quite a
okay,
bit.
so if you have an extra 60 grand a year laying around for 25 years and you get 8% per year on average in the market, we're not even going to talk about that, but like the historic average for the S&P 500, it's like 5 or 5.3, something like that. So you're going to beat the S&P on average and also save 60 grand a year for 25 years. Then you'll have 5 million.
Now,
that's ridiculous.
For folks that are able to save 60 grand a year towards their retirement, I don't think that's a bad idea as long as you're taking care of your other financial responsibilities. But the other hang up that I have that you mentioned earlier is, can you find guaranteed 8% money? And I haven't seen any in quite some time.
No. Well, I mean, also just look at that as you can't say, all right, I can get you to retire with $5 million in your pocket. Just save every dime you make. I mean, isn't the average American in this country, like what's the average annual income? It's like $55,000 a year or $50,000 a year.
That could be. I can't remember.
So his solution is, hey everyone, you can retire with $5 million in the bank and completely have your entire retirement set for the rest of your life as long as you just save the average earning that everyone in this country makes per year for 25 years.
Sounds like a pretty good plan.
That's a great plan. If only we could do that.
All right.
That doesn't work for anyone.
$5 million in the bank. When you get to those retirement years, you're going to want to invest that money a little bit more conservatively than you were in your earlier years.
Yeah.
So if we assume an average rate of return of 5% per year on a $5 million portfolio, you're generating $250,000 a year in interest income off of that portfolio. And you could actually live out the rest of your life without drawing a single dollar down on that $5 million at a budget of $250,000 a year. Sounds pretty good.
Okay. First off, any money that you're getting from that account, so if it's $250 a year, what type of account is this in? Because he keeps...
That's a good question.
Because if you're saving $60,000 a year, guess where you can't put that? In a Roth IRA. So that means you're putting this in either a taxable account, like a traditional IRA or a 401. I guess hypothetically, you could put some of that in a 401k at work. Or you're just putting it into a taxable account like a non-retirement account that's getting capital gains every year. So if you're selling $250,000 worth of capital gains every single year, you're not netting $250 because you have taxes.
Right. Or is part of that $250,000, could it be a Roth conversion? And could it be a pretty big Roth conversion? And couldn't that spit out quite a bit of tax too?
Well, but he's saying that you would have that $250,000 to live on every year like you're netting $250. You wouldn't be netting that.
Yeah, probably not.
And then also you have to factor in, he's like, and never drawing down the initial amount. Well, at some point, especially if this is tax deferred, which is where most people have their money, if you put, required minimum distributions on $5 million, it's going to be hefty.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I think Jeff here is getting the cart before the horse a little bit, which is he's building up this plan to have as much income in retirement as possible. And that's a sensible goal. But the other question that I have is, if you had $250,000 a year to spend in retirement, would you actually spend it? Or is the goal of retirement having more time and doing the things that you like to do, whether that involves $250,000 or not? Can you accomplish it with less? And the answer to that question might be yes. And, it could be videos like this are the source of a lot of soon-to-be retirees feeling like they're totally behind for retirement in this country, where that may not even be the case at all.
Yeah, I just looked. I mean, that's $20,000 a month. I don't know any. I mean, there's only a handful of people that we work with that are spending that much a month. Not many people are actually wanting in retirement saying, oh, yeah, I need to spend $20,000 a month in retirement. Most people are comfortable in the $5,000 to $10,000 range is what we typically see, at least here in Missouri. But yeah, he's trying to accomplish you just need to get to this magical number. If you get to the magical $5 million number, well, then guess what? You'll be set for retirement. That's not the question that we even need to be asking. It's how much do you need to spend in retirement? Because a lot of times people like to throw out these blanket, you need X amount of dollars to retire.
Couldn't be further from the truth.
That can't be farther from the truth because it depends on your expense level. If you're needing to spend $20,000 a month, then yeah, maybe $5 million's your number. But if you're only needing to spend $6,000 a month,
your number's going to look a lot different.
It's going to be very different. The amount that you need to be able to then live on that comfortably for the rest of your life and most likely still have stuff left over at the end, you're not going to need $5 million to do that. So it's not necessarily, he's trying to answer the wrong question. He's trying to say, oh, it's all about, once you get to this magical number, you're going to be set. You know, do you think Leonardo DiCaprio is going to be set if he only has $5 million at retirement? No, his expense level is very different than yours and mine. So it's not about having the dollar amount. It's about how much are you actually wanting to spend that matters.
All right, let's keep going.
This is how much money you need to make $100 a month in dividends with McDonald's stock. McDonald's right now pays a 2.28% dividend yield. Now, this is on a yearly basis, so we need to multiply our $100 a month by 12 to get $1,200 per year. Then you would take 1,200 divided by 0.0228, that's the dividend yield. And when you do that, you realize you need $52,631 worth of McDonald's stock to make $100 a month in dividends, and that's right around 169 shares. If you enjoy stock market and investing content,
all right, pause.
Follow me for
Jeremy, is $52,000 invested in McDonald's stock a little bit too much?
I don't know. It depends on how much else, what other money you have in other places, what percent of your portfolio that is. And that could be putting all your eggs in one basket if you do that. But Matt, what do you think about, how do you feel about investing $52,000 in stock? Just, you know, if you're doing it, it sounds like he's solely doing this for a dividend sake.
Or maybe retirement income.
An income. So, I mean, how do you feel about just getting $100 a month from that?
Am I getting a Big Mac in this transaction?
Ooh, maybe. I mean, I guess you could go buy Big Macs with that.
Right. So dividends can be a way to supplement retirement income, but is it the best tool available to you? Is it the only tool available to you? No. And not all dividend related investments are made equally. In this case, it requires quite a bit of capital to invest in McDonald's and get a McDonald's dividend.
It does. And also, I mean, I know even just anecdotally, I mean, you know, last year, I know I bought some Ford stock because the dividend was paying about 6%. Well, that's killer. I mean,
but you also may not be able to get that same dividend yield today, and that trade may not even be possible in this year's stock market.
Correct. And so, and even the stuff, whatever company you talk about, those change all the time. And Matt, are dividends guaranteed?
No, they're not guaranteed.
Oh.
McDonald's, you know, in 3 months from now, if they wanted to change the rate at which they're paying out dividends, they have every right to do that.
So would it be a good strategy to say, you know what, I'm just going to put all my money into these different dividend paying stocks on the hope that, well, because he's almost making it sound like, well, then you can plan on getting $100 a month going forward. Is that something that you'd feel comfortable planning on?
I'm not entirely comfortable with that. I would like to see a retirement income plan using a basket of different tools rather than putting your eggs in one strategy in particular.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, you could have a little bit in a dividend type income strategy to help produce some, but as he just laid out there, I mean, goodness, that's a good chunk of money that you have to have set aside just to net $100 in income a month from that. Yeah.
All right, Q, let's move on to the next one.
I'm going to be 59 and a half in about 6 more months. I just had a birthday. And my Roth IRA at my work, I'll be able to cash that out without any kind of penalties. And we want to build a small cabin. And it looks like I'm going to have about $140,000 to work with. And we've talked to a couple of builders, and we can get about 900 to 1,000 square foot place built for that. My question is, would it be more prudent to pull that cash out, because it will take all of it, and go ahead and build the cabin and be debt-free as far as any kind of a mortgage? or would it be more prudent to actually borrow the money and leave that in there? Because I think it's getting to the point where the compound interest is really starting to build over the years.
Okay, pause. So, wanting to cash out a Roth IRA or Roth 401k to build a cabin in the woods so that there's no debt to kick off your retirement. Jeremy, what are your thoughts on cashing in a complete retirement account as soon as you turn 59 and a half?
I'm not a fan of doing it, especially in the tax-free Roth IRA bucket. It takes so long to get that built up, and those are, like he mentioned, it's starting to compound and grow tax-free, which is exactly what you want it to do.
Mm-hmm.
I guess this just leaves me asking a lot of questions, really. I feel like there's not enough information, but, because I want to know how much other money does he have?
Whether it's taxable.
What
interest rate is he available to get on a loan for, to build the cabin? And how much would he need down in order to get that loan?
Yeah. Is there other ways he could finance that or just pay for it? Like if he has, other funds from even maybe a traditional IRA or something might be a better idea long term, because
just for the down payment,
at least something, because
that's an idea.
Because if he has all this money in a traditional IRA and he's spending the Roth money to build this cabin, well, later down the road when he needs to take money out for income, because that's the thing, if he said it's all of his Roth account, so when he needs money in retirement, so great, you have this cabin, where are you getting your income in retirement? If you have a Roth or if you have a traditional IRA, then it's all coming in tax-free. So now you're paying taxes, and if the government raises taxes, you could pay more. So,
and even if he turns the cabin into like a Verbo rental, there's still taxable income from rents received.
Oh, true. Yeah, he could even turn it into an investment, but then you've turned your Roth tax-free investment
into a taxable
investment. So I don't. Let's see if he gives us more information here.
That's not how compound interest works.
Is it not?
No, compound interest does not get a running start. You just make interest on whatever's there. And over time, you make interest on whatever's there, and whatever's there is larger over time, but it doesn't mathematically get a running start. So do you have any other money?
Oh, good.
I have a little bit. I have about $8,000 in my savings account.
What about your wife? Are you married?
Yes. And my wife probably has 4 or 5, and then we have a household account that we have about probably another 4 or 5.
Okay, so you're 59, you quit work, you're going to retire, and you're going to be broke.
No, I'm not going to retire.
You can't take your money out of a 401k unless you don't work there anymore.
That's not what they told me. This is a TSP, and I work for the federal government.
Okay, all right.
And no, they told me when
okay, but let me tell you what you just did. You have absolutely no investments now.
No, I would not, but we would both still be working.
Yeah? How's that make it smart?
Pause that. Oh my goodness. Okay.
It's a very good point. You're hitting the reset button on your retirement saving.
At 59 and a half.
Ooh, makes me sweat a little bit.
That's terrifying. Maybe not a great idea. Even though he's still working. Think. If it took 59 and a half years for him to save up $140,000, how long is he going to be working to get that back?
This guy's going to be working for a long time if he's hitting the reset button on his retirement at 59 and a half.
Entirely. And he has no other investments, it sounds like. Even though he's going to be still working and hopefully, it sounds like contributing to different things, you're taking your entire retirement savings to build a cabin. So that's not going to be a great strategy.
This way. Building a cabin is not the first thing that I would do with $140,000 in a tax-free retirement savings account.
Well, yeah. And again, you want to look at how much income is he going to need in retirement? What other sources of income does he have? Does he have a pension, Social Security? When you create a written income plan and you really see, okay, how long the assets that you have, how long will they last in retirement based on your income needs? When you drain that account now to zero and you start contributing, he doesn't say how long he's going to continue working. Even let's say he works until full retirement age, 67. Mm-hmm. So he's going to work for another, 7.5 years. How much is he going to actually be having, contributed into that account by that time will that be enough to suffice his income
It may not
need
be enough
for 20 years or 30 years, however long he lives in retirement?
Yeah.
Probably not. I don't think that would be a great idea, but who knows? He probably needs to sit down with a professional, actually run the numbers and see how that affects him given all of his different scenarios, because there's a lot of other factors that we haven't hit on, like pension and Social Security. So if he has a great pension that's going to cover all of his income needs, it might be something that could work, but I just...
Still not leaving enough cushion for my liking.
No, and especially those tax-free dollars. Those are so precious to me. That needs to be the last thing we spend, in my opinion. That needs to be like the absolute last thing we spend.